Congressman Mark Green's here, member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Select Committee on the COVID virus. Good to see you, Congressman. Been too long, sir. We appreciate it. Congratulations on re-election.
Thanks.
You think about this concept in the financial markets of too big to fail. Has China become too big to confront?
No, not at all. And I think there are a lot of, politicians in the United States, particularly in our party, the Republican Party, that are saying and calling out China on all the issues in your opening monologue. And I would add to that data trafficking, basically stealing the data of Americans to population map the United States to your long list. But yeah, there are plenty of politicians calling them out. It's just not the White House. It's not the commander in chief. And unfortunately, that sends a very bad message to China and to our allies, particularly in places like Latin America.
Fair enough. But Congress can do a lot. Are we at the point where you would support sanctions against Xi and against the business interests of the Chinese Communist Party unilaterally?
No, there are better ways than sanctions as it relates to China. I would submit doing something like the bill that I actually filed last year, the Nearshoring Act, the Western Hemisphere Nearshoring Act, and we're going to actually do that bill when we're in the majority. It basically provides low-interest loans, not with taxpayer dollars, by the way. It uses the China tariff money to buy the loan down and use private investment dollars to move businesses from China to Latin America and to the United States. I have another bill that brings that manufacturing back to the United States. That's, of course, reshoring. But that's, I think, the best way. We cripple them that way a lot faster. Sanctions, plus minus, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But nearshoring and taking that manufacturing, moving it and shortening the supply chains. Biden today said offended every American by saying they don't understand supply chains. Well, we do. And let's shorten them by getting the business in either in the United States or in Latin America.
Fair enough on the sanctions point. Pentagon report that China is likely to have 1,500 nuclear warheads by 2035. U.S. currently has 3,700, although this is China's, trebling the amount of warheads they have right now or more. This hasn't just been a Biden administration issue. This has been going back for decades by presidents of both parties. Why is confronting the Chinese? I'm thinking of George H.W. Bush, who after Tiananmen Square sent Brent Scowcroft over and said, hey, look, it's fine. We're going to patch everything back together. No one's willing to call out Xi Jinping and say, we're going to hold you personally responsible for the safety of these protesters.
Look, it's about the pocketbook, Leland. I mean, these guys, it's about large corporations in the United States. Even in the Trump administration, which probably took the hardest line against China, you had this incredible split between commerce and the national security side. So DOD and the Intel folks, they were all saying, this is an enemy. And then the Commerce Department was continuing to send, high-tech equipment to China. So this sort of split personality occurred even in the administration that was the strongest against China. And we've just got to recognize we're selling ourselves to an enemy that, your description was very accurate at the beginning. The Uyghurs, the way they're handling, Belt and Road Initiative, bully diplomacy, debt diplomacy, they're not good guys. And it's time for America to wake up. Your point about Apple, I'm sitting here thinking, well, maybe I need to switch to another platform. I mean, I did.
I saw the tweet a couple of nights ago or yesterday, I think it was, that said we need to boycott Apple, sent from Twitter on iPhone. So go with that from what you were. I get back to this issue, though, of too big to fail, too big to confront. At some point, the horses are out of the barn, and I'm wondering, when you consider where China is, how possible it is to once again contain them and stop their desire to be a near peer of the United States, or peer.
Well, again, you cripple the economy by taking business from them. That's the trick. And of course, the technology flows. We've got to stop.
But aren't they just going to invade Taiwan and then it's game over?
Listen, if they invade Taiwan, that's a huge hit because Taiwan makes 94% of the high-end semiconductors and about 50% of all semiconductors, and that devastates the economy. So we can't allow that to happen.
There's a lot of things we've said that we can't allow China and everybody else to do that we seem to. But hey, Congressman,
we're
it's good.
Dictatorship, right? So if we had a dictatorship, we could just make the decision we're going to go after it. It's unfortunate. We got to rally a bunch of congressmen and convince everybody, and that's why I come on your show. Is hopefully they're going to watch and we can convince them, and they'll be on our side on this issue.
We hope they watch as well. You're always welcome back, sir. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Leland.
Yes, sir. Thank you.